We're joined by two members of the Cheetahs squad live in studio right here on Morning Rush. It is the captain, Godfrey Magaramombe. Godfrey, good morning and welcome to ZTM Prime.
Good morning, brother man. It's good to be here.
Good to have you. And we have our veteran player, Hilton Mudariki. We've seen you in the 15 sides a lot lately, but you're back with the Cheetahs as well. Good morning.
Good morning, Chich. Thanks a lot for having us.
All right, cool. Yeah, so we'll be having a quick chat as we build up to that Rugby Africa Men's Sevens tournament this weekend. Godfrey, I'll start with you. I know we didn't see you in action during the Zambezi Sevens Challenge Series. I know you were injured. That's my first port of call. Are you okay? Are you back in training? Can we expect to see you this weekend? I think that's what the nation wants to know.
Yeah, I'm fully recovered. It was just a minor eye injury that I had to take care of, but I'm back on 100%.
So you can see clearly?
Yeah,
So that's good. I understand you guys were in South Africa for a week-long training camp. I think you played Bordeaux, so those South African sides. In terms of your preparations for the tournament this weekend, how do you think that helped you guys in terms of maybe stepping up the competition from what you had at the Zambezi Sevens?
Yeah, obviously we needed some time off as a team just to get more bonding in the trainings, and we've just been working on our individual and unit skills so that we can get better. So I think that whole week it was very beneficial for us. At least we got to see where we need to get better and how we can focus on that as we get into the tournament.
I understand you guys won all your games. Should we be reading too much into that ahead of the tournament this weekend?
Nah, not really. It wasn't more about the competition. It was about us getting better together. So obviously we played the teams and building together, we were better than the teams were playing, but it's not really about the winning points. It's just about this weekend that's coming up.
And Hilton, I know you're one of the senior players both in the sevens and the 15s format. Yeah. Obviously, most people will be familiar with you as the captain of the 15 sides. Yeah. Obviously, you've played sevens before, but making that transition back to sevens, after a bit of an absence, what's that been like for you, and what experience do you think you can bring to the squad as we get ready for the qualifier this weekend?
Yeah, it's awesome to be back in the setup again after I think 3 years missing in action. So to be back with the Cheetahs, I mean, this is where my Zimbabwe rugby career kind of started. So I've almost gone full circle and come back into the Cheetah setup. And we've got a nice blend of youth and experience. Guys like Godfrey who have been there for a couple of years, and some of the under 20 boys that are coming through. So for me, I think it's just about imparting my knowledge of rugby itself, just both on and off the field, and just trying to help the younger guys as well as the guys that have been there for a couple of years. So that's the kind of role that I feel that I should be taking on in the next week or so.
Speaking of the younger players, when you look at our under 20 side, especially in the 15s format, they've done quite well on the continent in the last couple of years. But obviously making that transition to the senior setup, what are some of the things that are exciting you about the younger players who are coming through, and what contribution do you think they can make to a bit to try and make sure we go to Paris next year?
I think just the sense of bravery and the freedom of play that they bring into the setup. These guys are young and free-flowing, and they're keen to try stuff. And, Godfrey's always been encouraging them to express themselves, not to go into a shell. And that's exactly what we want from our young guys that are in the setup.
And Godfrey as well, I know we've brought in quite a few foreign-based players to come and join the camp. Were they with you guys when you traveled to South Africa? And, what value and experience are they bringing into the squad as we get ready for the weekend?
Yeah, they were with us when we went to SA, and I felt like it was good for them to come before we traveled to SA so that we can blend together. And we're getting people from different places, different kind of origins in terms of their rugby. So at least
if you can give us a breakdown of some of those
for
guys.
For example, there's Brandon who's coming from New Zealand. There's bringing a bit of Kiwi from that side. Then we have Tubbs who's coming from the Cheetahs in South Africa. So and Rian has been part of the Cheetahs for a long time now. So it's just coming in, blending, and trying to put more individual brilliance into the team play so that everything looks better on the show.
All right, and obviously looking at the sevens side, obviously nicknamed the Cheetahs was, I think traditionally we've always fancied ourselves as a team that likes to play quick running rugby, but we've seen the sevens game evolve as well, I think with a bit more size and speed involved. What are some of the key elements that you think you guys possess as a team that will make you guys more competitive?
Yeah, I think we have mostly of our guys are very skilled on the field and definitely electric on the pace side. So I think trying to combine those two, and obviously we'll have one or two big guys who are there for the big hits, but then those electricals and just speed into spaces, that's what we're trying to achieve.
Right, and then looking at the particular tournament, 12 of some of the best teams from Africa are coming through. I was just looking at the Blitzbokke. They've actually named a very strong squad for that qualifier. I think former Springbok wing Roscoe Speckman is coming through, Travis Ismail. They'll be missing their regular captain though, but obviously South Africa, having been to the last 2 Olympics, will be one of the heavy favourites. Is there something that you guys are looking at in terms of your preparations, in terms of how you can probably be a David to their Goliath?
Yeah, definitely. But we're not really focusing on individual teams. We just want to take every game as a final, so one step at a time. When we get to the finals, we'll work with whatever team that we have, and we'll definitely put on our best shift so that we can make this happen.
All right, Hilton, I know you've been part of previous campaigns of trying to qualify for the Olympics. I think you were there when we were trying to make it for 2016. You know, what are some of the things that you would like to see the team sort of focus on to try and improve our chances? Because you look at teams like South Africa and even Kenya, they get to play regularly on the World Sevens circuit, which is something that Zimbabwe hasn't been privileged to do in recent times. What do you think maybe we can try and work on to try and make sure we close that gap in terms of competitiveness?
I think, like what Skip said, I think it's just about taking one game at a time, just making sure that you're focusing on that particular game. And, you know, for us, especially this week, we're just focusing on ourselves. We're not really worried about who we're coming up against. We just want to make sure that, you know, we tick all the boxes that we need to tick. And then, just take it one game at a time. And then, you know, when we get to the playoffs, then, you know, we can kind of start looking at ways of trying to manipulate or trying to dominate the team that we're playing against. So I think just taking it one game at a time, and also taking each game as a final, like what Skip said. Because, you know, at the end of the day, we need to win 6 games in order to qualify. But it starts with the first one at 9 o'clock.
All right, and speaking about the weekend's action, obviously you guys open against Burkina Faso, but one of the key factors surely should be the home advantage, playing in front of home fans at Harare Sports Club. How much of a factor could that be in terms of giving you that extra kick to go all the way?
It'll be massive. It'll be massive. I mean, if we just look back a couple months ago when we had the cricket here in Harare, and the numbers that turned out definitely carried our team over. So, you know, we're excited about playing at home. We hardly get to play in front of our fans. So an opportunity to play in a big tournament like this in front of our home supporters is truly special. And we just encourage each and every person that can to come out to Harare Sports Club and support us.
So it'll be Saturday and Sunday at Harare Sports Club. It's the government's Rugby Africa Men's Sevens tournament, and you can catch all the action live and exclusive right here on ZTM Prime. Godfrey as well, you know, as ZTM Prime, we have been trying to diversify our sport portfolio. We're bringing Sevens Rugby to TV for the first time in a long time. How important is that as well for maybe people who are not going to be able to make it to Aurora Sports Club, and even amongst you guys as players, to know that, you know, you'll not only just be getting support in front of the crowd at Aurora Sports Club, but, you know, the rest of the country, people from Matare, from Victoria Falls, from Cholocho, can watch you right here on ZTM Prime.
Yeah, it's interesting that you actually mentioned, because I've been having a lot of DMs, people asking that we can't make it, but is there any way that we can broadcast the games? So it's actually a very great privilege to be able to be watched on TV all over the world. It's a broadcast that's going to change things, you know. Some people don't really know us in person. They just heard about us, and it'll be a good opportunity for them to see us as the Cheetahs and see what we're all about in general.
Right, and then obviously before I let you guys go, I'll start with you, Godfrey. Obviously, you've had such a rich history playing for the Cheetahs. You've been to the World Cup, won the Africa Cup, you know, so many different things. You know, looking at this particular tournament, as an individual player, what do you hope your contribution to the team is going to be in terms of their collective goals?
No, definitely. Me, I'm basically that player who wants everyone to be at their 100%. So if you give me your 100%, it's easy for me to give you my 100%. So we need that blend in terms of experience and the guys that are coming in, so that if we're on the team together, let's fight together. So I think I'll bring that energy into the team so that everyone knows that we're at this level and we need to get higher as we progress.
And Hilton, I'll wrap up with you. I mean, your individual contribution with all the experience that you have in sevens and 15s in terms of the collective effort come Saturday.
Yeah, I think having had the privilege of playing in big finals, the Olympic qualifier final back in 2016, HSBC World Series final when we went down to Russia. I think I can definitely bring those learnings from the losses that we took then, and then make sure, or help the team to try and make sure that, you know, when we get to those situations again, you know, I can impart my knowledge and my experience in that sense. But for me, I think it's just about bringing that experience, that calm voice on the field, and just trying to make sure that, you know, everyone is in a we call it a blue section where, you know, you're nice and composed, nice and easy. So that's my contribution to the team.
All right, yeah. So we're looking forward to the Paramount Garments Rugby Africa Men's Sevens tournament Saturday and Sunday at Harare Sports Club. You can catch all the action live. But I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask these guys this before they left. Obviously, 15's Rugby World Cup is taking place in France. Are you following it? And are there any teams or players that you are paying close attention to in terms of the Rugby World Cup?
Yeah, I mean, France are looking very good. I mean, we saw them beat the All Blacks. You can never count South Africa out, but my money's on France.
To go all the way.
France to go all the way.
All right, did you, Godfrey?
I'm more of a Kiwi type of guy. So.
Oh, you're an All Blacks.
Unfortunately, we lost to the French side, and it was good, no lie. But I think they still have room to improve and just get back into the right mindset. And
all right, a big thank you there to Godfrey and Hilton joining us this morning on Morning Rush, and we wish them and the rest of the Cheetahs squad all the best as they take part in that Paramount Garments Rugby Africa Men's Sevens tournament, which will be on at Harare Sports Club Saturday and Sunday. All the action live here on ZTM Prime.